So, welcome back aboard Ophelia. I haven't really been around here since, well, the entire winter and the spring, and I've been down here a while ago because I decided to do something about this. Ophelia hasn't been dry ever since she sprung a leak, the plugged hole down here, and that seems to be holding tight. So where did that water come from? Well, just to be on the safe side regarding that hole, I had a pump down there, and if I had to get rid of water, it had to go somewhere. So I also had this window up here open, and that hose out that window. And obviously when something like this is open, well, it allows in water. And that is where the water down here came from. I've since had to replace the pump. It broke down for some reason. It's over here somewhere. Yeah, down there. It seems that it wants to run, but something is stopping the impeller from rotating. So I'll have to have a look at that. And I put a new pump in down here, and that seems to be working. It was quite a bit of water, but it's gone, and there hasn't been any since, even though it's been raining quite a lot. So it must be getting rid of it. And in order for that pump to get rid of the water, I installed this hose and I drilled a hole here. And this wall, trust me, it's fairly massive, about this thick plywood. Quite impressive, really. See the amount of, sawdust that came out of it. But the hose is now out there. You see it there, and runs and dumps the water overboard. And I think it's about time for Ophelia to finally be dry. So I brought a bucket and a sponge and a bit of help. So we're going to see if we can't get rid of that. That also means that if more water shows up, well, then it has to be from over here, because nothing else here is leaking when that window is closed. So let's set to work and get rid of that water down here. Yeah, it's a mess, I know. Should have been done a long time ago, but still, it's gonna be now. So the first order of the day seems to be cleaning out a bit, because, well, I thought I might just be able to, well, get to the water over here. But you can see here, yeah, there's standing water underneath. Oh, what's that? There's standing water underneath this, and I need to lift up a few boards then. And in order to do that, well, I need to move crap around. So that's first, and then we can hopefully get rid of the water. So with most of the stuff out of the way, let's see here, it seems that the water is limited to about here. There's nothing there that's really wet, so something here we can see must stop the water. I don't know if there's something going across here, but there might be. So I guess this is as good a place as any to drain the water. Oh, I guess that's up next. Unfortunately, there isn't enough to pump it out. So the only way is to use a beaker or something and then a sponge to suck it up. And I think it's going to take a while because, well, even though it's not deep, there's probably quite a few liters here. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's the backup plug. If that one for some reason fails, we have this small thing here. That's definitely going to plug up that hole with the help of a hammer. But so far, it doesn't seem to be needed. I hope it won't be. I'm currently looking at hauling out in, well, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, just for just for a few days to plug specifically that hole down there, but I guess we'll see. Now, with the advantage of perfect 2020 hindsight, I obviously should have started here with this method, but I'll just pretend that this was a clever way to teach the young one about the value of manual labor. So that got rid of the majority of the water, or well, so I hope. It seems that there's still some trickling going on. You can see here, I think there's a thin layer of water below the floorboards that will then pop out whenever the boat moves, but it should be a small enough amount that it will just evaporate. We do have some ventilation. Can't even see where those holes are, but there are ventilation holes. Oh, there we have one there and another one here. So there is ventilation. It was just that there was too much water before, and well, this open window kept adding to it. That should be solved now, and the important part is over here at the plug, because you can see, well, if the camera would behave, you can see there isn't really any water left. So if water shows up again, then the plug is leaking. Probably not enough to cause any kind of worry, because hopefully we'll have Ophelia out of the water in a couple of weeks, at least for a few days. But anyways, that was today, and it seems that the fuel tank here, the main fuel tank, is still leak free. Otherwise this water would have disappeared down there, and well, it might just be full of water and diesel, but then I think I would have diesel on the surface up here, and I didn't have any of that, so hopefully it's still sealed off. Water seems to indicate it. Anyways, that's it for today, I think.